Welcome back, traders and investors, to Wealth Down, where we build and protect wealth. You asked for the ultimate defensive lineup, so we are considering our top 5 recession-proof dividend stocks in this video, and we're going to break down what are the 5 dividend stocks, why they are so recession-proof, how to allocate them to a stock portfolio, and we're also going to build a $10,000 portfolio by assigning weight to each of these stocks in the portfolio. So hope you decided, hit that like button, and let's get started with the 5 stocks that are in healthcare, consumer staples, and utilities, and we're going to maximize the stability in the portfolio for 100% allocation. So here's the portfolio that we're going to build. It's currently empty, but you are going to start allocating stocks to this portfolio with the very first one, and that is, of course, Johnson & Johnson. And we'll begin with the BlackRock. Johnson & Johnson, ticker symbol GNG, getting a massive 25% allocation in a portfolio. Why? Well, just think about the moat. This stock or this company produces from pharmaceuticals to essential medical devices, and they are not discretionaries. Okay, so people don't cancel pharmaceuticals or vital surgical surgeries because of an economy. Now they're currently yielding a whopping 2.52% with each year growing their allocations. So the safety is it boasts a nearly unmatched AAA credit rating during a panic. This company is essentially almost safer than the US government in the current conditions. So Johnson & Johnson is the ultimate capital preservation play. So how much do we allocate? We said we're going to allocate 25%. 25% for $10,000 is $2,500. So let's allocate the ticker symbol GNG for the stock name Johnson & Johnson. It is in the healthcare sector, and the stock is currently trading at $206. So if we would divide our $2,500 with $206, we're going to get 12 shares. Let's add here 12 shares. The average cost is 206. Current cost is 206, and we're going to weight this with 25%. So let's add this to our portfolio. So we're currently 100% allocated to Johnson & Johnson. Now this is going to leave us with only, let's reduce our portfolio here because we have allocated 2,000. So we're going to reduce $8. So we're going to have $7,508 left in our cash pile. I mean 28, wrong math there. Okay, now let's jump to the second stock. And this is one of my all-time favorites. It is Procter & Gamble, especially when you have little kids, because Pampers, you cannot live without them. So Procter & Gamble sells everyday necessary items. I'll return you Pampers, Gillette also. Somewhere back in the past, Gillette actually was owned, most of it, or they had a large portion of it by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, and then they sold it to Procter & Gamble. Made a huge profit there, and the rest is history. But the Tide from which you wash your, Tide, the company Tide from which you wash your clothes with, and the charming you use to in your bathrooms, they are the last items that people cut from their budget. Also Pampers. So the stability is here with a 2.88% yearly dividend. They are the dividend king, growing their dividend 67 years in a row, increasing it year by year. Its a dividend track record. Its dividend track record proves that it can rise prices and maintain profits throughout every market condition imaginable. The Procter & Gamble is a pure, unadulterated stability. So how much will we allocate from this stock to our portfolio? 20%. Let's go to our portfolio. Let's type in the ticker PG, Procter & Gamble. Now currently the stock is sitting at $146, almost $147 a share. We said 20%, that's $2,000 out of $10,000. So we're going to divide here $2,000 by that 147, and we're going to get 13.6 shares. So we're going to lean on that 13 shares. So let's add 13 shares of roughly 147, and 20% we said we want to have weighting in our portfolio. Okay, now we need to reduce our cash by $1,911. So we have left $7,528 minus the $1,911. We are going to be left with $5,617 to be allocated in the next product, which is going to be, you guessed it, another one that you can buy everything, and that's Walmart. Now, why Walmart? Because they are kind of down. The last 2 months with their price currently coming down from their earnings. But still, the moat is here. Walmart is a counter-cyclical winner. When consumers feel the squeeze, they don't stop spending. They simply trade down, and they're going to go from Costco to Walmart. So from expensive retailer values to a value store like Walmart for essentials and groceries. So Walmart also yielding currently a 0.9 dividend. This shift in consumer behavior often leads to increased traffic and market shares, and the market share gains for Walmart during a recession. So making it one of the few stocks out there that actually benefit from economic instability. Okay, so let's go ahead and add Walmart, the ticker symbol WMT, to our portfolio. Let's add it to consumer staples, and we're going to add from our remaining cash, again, a 20% allocation. So once again, $2,000, and this time we need to divide it by the price of $104. So let's go ahead, 2,000 divided by 104, giving us 19.2 shares, so 19 shares allocation there in Walmart. 19 at the average cost of 104, and we're going to allocate 20%, we said. So we need to reduce our cash now with $1,976, so $5,617 minus the $1,976, going to bring us down to $3,641 in cash, which is going to leave us allocating it to the next stock, which is a energy player, and that is NextEra Energy. Now, as a regulated utility, NextEra Energy earnings are stable because people must pay their electricity bills. It's simple as that. If you don't have electricity, you can't do anything. You can't cool down your food. You can't have your light in your workplace or at your home. So without electricity, we just can't survive as modern people. So recessions do not cause power demand to drop ever. Okay. Now, the moat here in NextEra Energy, with also the 2.69% dividend yearly, which is exceptional. NextEra Energy has a massive clean energy development arm that gives it a unique source of growth that most boring utilities actually lack. Okay, we also have now things like Constellation Energy, which is focusing on nuclear energy. And yes, we do need more power. But for the regular consumer, it's NextEra Energy, because they're providing both stability and the capital appreciation potential. Just think about it. If Constellation Energy, if the AI theme falls back, we're currently in 2025, I don't know when you're watching this video, but the AI theme falls back, NextEra Energy will not suffer as much as those that are currently playing on the AI theme. So let's add NextEra Energy, the symbol NEE, not M, is going to be energy, or actually, energy, utilities, energy, it's there, the energy distributor. So with the stock price currently at $84 a share, we want to allocate also for this one 20% of our portfolio. So once again, 2,000 divided by 84, we're going to get 23.8 shares. So let's add here 23 shares to our portfolio with $84. We said 84, and this should be also 20%. Let's add it to the portfolio, and now we need to reduce our cash with $1,932. So our previously $3,641 going to be reduced by $1,932, leaving us with $1,009, which will be completely allocated to the one and only and the last company here. We all know it, we all love it, even Warren Buffett loves it. Coca-Cola, you guessed it. Now, Coca-Cola is a juggernaut. We're currently yielding, I just see here, 2.81% each year. They're constantly growing the stock each winter. They invented Christmas, not Christmas, but they invented Santa Claus even. And each time you see that bear drinking that Coca-Cola, you're thinking to yourself, man, bears do not drink Coca-Cola, but I need to own the stock. Why? Because they have a great moat. They have their bottlers. Huge investors own this stock, so it's not going to be just sell off after sell off after sell off. And I'm going to show you something interesting about the diagram, and also we're going to talk about something in the last part of the video, because just simply allocating right now, maybe not the best idea. You don't have to allocate everything at once. So let's just allocate 15% from Coca-Cola right now to our portfolio. So that's our remaining money divided by the stock price, which is currently $72.59. Let's just divide it by 72 0.59. Let's see if we get 23 shares. Okay, so ticker symbol KO. We said we want to add 23 shares. They are in the consumer staples, the beautiful Coca-Cola company, and they cost $72 a share, 72, and we're going to allocate 15%. Okay, so we're fully allocated here. We also have some cash remaining. That is, well, $4. We have a little bit more. So let's increase this. Let's see, $72. No, we can't. We can't increase it. We're going to remain with our $53. Can we increase something else? What is 53 underneath of 53? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everything is above $50 a share. Okay, so there we go. We just allocated $9,947 from our $10,000 account, leaving us with 5 positions and $53 to be allocated later on. Now, we have a portfolio set up with 25% Johnson & Johnson, 20% Procter & Gamble, 20% Walmart, 20% NextEra Energy, and 15% Coca-Cola. And then we're going to go over the stocks because you can't just buy them and everything will be hunky-dory. So let's just take a look at their diagrams. Where are the share prices currently? Well, you can see that they're pretty much, for example, Johnson & Johnson is pretty much overbought. Is allocating right now money to Johnson & Johnson a good idea? Well, maybe not. Maybe you should wait for a good enough pullback and let Johnson & Johnson just work off its massive gain that it had right now, and you're just allocating your investment at a much better price. Remember, the price is what you pay, the value is what you get. Let's go to the next one, which is Procter & Gamble. So take a simple PG. PG is right here. Maybe the best setup to allocate that entire 20%. So you want to take $2,000, mash it against Procter & Gamble. Even if the price goes further down, right now Procter & Gamble is in one of its best support zones ever. Moving on to Walmart, because symbol VMT. Walmart is currently in limbo. So if you see any kind of pullback here, also right now is probably a good idea to allocate, if not all, then at least half of your $2,000 to your portfolio. So maybe allocate $976 or $1,000, and the rest just wait just a tinge. Maybe Walmart is going to give you an even bigger pullback that it has right now. Coming down here at the 100-day moving average is the yellow line at $101 a share would be even a better price to get some Walmart. We are currently in kind of a situation, so maybe you're going to have different opportunities. But as I showed you with Johnson & Johnson, it's definitely not a good idea to allocate right now to that stock. Leave that cash and wait. Opportunities will always appear, always appear for stocks to have a much better price for you to get into. Next up, NextEra Energy. Should you allocate to the stock right now? Let's take a look at the diagram. They're currently, after a huge run-up, in a cool-down phase. So from here, the stock could go up and the stock go down. Is this the best place to allocate all of your money to them? Well, you could allocate some. You could allocate maybe 5% of your portfolio to NextEra Energy, because we do know that energy need and energy demand will be up in the next years, but the stock ran up a bunch from here. Will it have a little bit of a pullback? Not come down here. This would be pretty much a great safe zone for you to allocate the long-term shares. If NextEra Energy comes down in the 75, 60-ish range or 65-ish range even, then you could allocate the entire 20%, the entire $2,000 to it. But right now, I would be cautious, allocating just maybe a tinge to NextEra Energy and getting those dividends. Remember, also on bonds, you would get more than 2%. So you would get on long-term bonds, even on medium bonds, you're going to get more than 2%. So if you only think about the dividend, you could wait on NextEra Energy. Now let's go to Coca-Cola. Let's see what Coca-Cola tells us. After a massive downturn here in Coca-Cola, which is pretty rare for it to go underneath your 200-day moving average, just take a look at the 5-year diagram. So hitting that 100-day moving average on the 5-year diagram, Coca-Cola currently up to nearing its new all-time highs or last all-time high, previously all-time highs. So is this the best opportunity to allocate all of your money to Coca-Cola? No, it's not. I would be cautious here allocating more than 5% to Coca-Cola at the current conditions. Wait for a pullback, wait for some better opportunities. Even if it hits its 220-day moving average, which is $70 a share, it will be much better than allocating right now to Coca-Cola. Okay, with this being said, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give this a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell in order to get notified when I post new videos like this. Remember, we are here to build and protect. most important, to protect wealth. I'm Norbert Menhardt. This was Wealth Tom. Catch you next time. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.